everybody, Son of Beast here. Welcome to the next reaction I'm about to be doing for the next one. This one is called the Odd Is Out. So as you may have already noticed, I have done a review here with the Friends stories with Odd Is Out. That's part of James. That is the next one I'm about to get into. As for right now, for being instant, I'm going to take a look at how this is going to happen. Each part shows. And I did tell you, I did meet, the Odd Is Out, so I was finally surprised that I definitely noticed that I got him. And I remembered him, so right now I definitely had watched one of the Brody Reacts, the Odd Is Out, and the infamous swoosh that was happened right here for the last video that I'd done a reaction of. It was the worst injury that definitely did lead to a brutal incident. So now, what I want to do is, this one is called Pitching a Show. Now, I don't know if I haven't done this one anyway, so without further mind, I'm about to find out what is it all about. Because there's one way that I wanted to get this one done over with, and then before I go, there might be another way that I wanted to get this one done with. So, in that case, as I do for this video, then I'm going to be doing a little bit of editing here for the final episode of the deals. So with that one, I'm going to take this one a quick break, and then I'm going to work on my deals final episode from the start, before the deadline appears. So with that one, I'm going to do the best thing as I can, and you know this is already the final episode, thank God. With that further in mind, I'm about to find out what it is. So let's get this show started for the Odd Is Out. First up, pitching the show. And yes, I'm going to start from here, so this is a lot of new episodes, so don't encounter me, alright? Here we go now.
You might be thinking that me giving you advice on pitching a show is insincere or not applicable because of that. But listen, there was still a whole lot of work that went into my pitch for a TV show, and even with all my subscribers, statistically, I still got turned down way more times than I got picked up.
That is like the weirdest thing, and I don't know what to tell you with this one, because all I noticed that the writers had gone on strike the last time I definitely have heard of it on the news. And it looks like they're bringing it back in, but this is like over $3 billion. Oh my God. And I don't know what to say, because this happens to be the real life that I might be figuring that I may not work with Netflix. Because, you know, sometimes it's going to be very hard to try to keep up with the flow. And I don't know if this will ever happen. Oddballs, I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I must watch the next one here. Something for everybody that wants to do that. So if you guys have watched Oddballs, I have a link in the description of Netflix to give it to you guys, and right down here below. So once the reaction is over, go ahead and click on the link in the description down here. That'll take you right into Netflix. If you don't have your account, well, you'll find out for yourself. And then you could definitely just watch it anytime as you like. Don't worry, cancellation will never try to hurt you at that more important. So back to this now.
If Netflix is just green-lighting everyone with a big sub count, then why doesn't I Did a Thing have a show, huh? Why doesn't Mr. Beast have a Netflix show? Oh, actually, he's doing just fine.
Oh, wait, Mr. Beast is doing it just fine? Why didn't you tell me?
By the way, if you are someone with a lot of subscribers, don't just walk into a studio and say, "Hey, I have a lot of subs, give me a show," okay? Walk in and say, "Hey, I have a lot of subs and free merchandise for you," okay? Diversification is key. Networks like Netflix, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon, they're in the biz of making content for their platform and in turn getting you, the viewer, to watch said content on said platform, thus generating a perpetual money-making cycle that everyone, including you, benefits from.
Yeah, that benefits from me. So the next thing I wanted to work with Teletoons. So yeah, it used to be called Cartoon Network, but I'm thinking I could watch that one here. So basically, I would just go back with Nickelodeon again, but I wanted to go with Teletoon. So yeah, I could definitely do a little pitch voice acting. Plus, I wanted to make the animation show. So This requires a lot of subscribers who are passing over 1,000, so I could start monetizing at this point. So it's very hard to like try to keep things up with. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, I suggest do it now because I don't post bad contents at that point. Okay, so don't tell me why, because I don't want to hear from you.
Now, the executives in charge don't have all the time to come up with every single show they're going to make. So they turn to the general public, open their doors, and will listen to anyone pitch them their idea for a television series.
And just like I was not even noticing, because anyone can pitch, there's a lot of things I gotta make that one concern. Especially when I made some characters, so I'm gonna have to find out how to do this. But this is because it's my first year. I can't do the club because I just already got here. So next year will be the second year. So as I wait a little longer, I'm definitely going to have a hard time doing this animation. But I would like to give it a network to someone.
But even if you have an Emmy-winning idea, if you're not able to properly sell your idea and win over the hearts of the network executives, it's not going to get picked up and developed. Then your only option is to independently fund and develop your idea yourself. But what kind of a loser would do that?
I mean, I don't know. You got a plan.
And thus the art of pitching a show is born. You could honestly teach a whole class about this. Now, obviously, you can't just walk into a studio empty-handed. All right, big idea. What if we do a show where there's a talking alligator, right? And he's like, yo, what? I'm a crocodile.
I'm a crocodile. Do the little crocodile rock. Oh, well, I'm not really sure if I could understand what the crocodile can talk like that. But real alligators, they just always smudge in the mouth, so they're kind of a little scary to me. I mean, hey, don't be honest with me, all right? I could crave some little gator burgers. Nah, I'm kidding.
You gotta come prepared, but also not be over-prepared. I was actually surprised to learn this, but going into the pitch room with finished scripts, turnarounds of your characters, and plushies will actually hurt your chances of getting picked up. The reason for this is because executives will sometimes like to change parts of your show, and if you already have all the characters and story mapped out, they'll not want to pick you up because they feel like they can't change anything. You're not even supposed to write any scripts until after you get the green light because the executives have to approve all the scripts you make and the writers that you want to hire. So if you ever pitch a show, just be open for changes. Which I can attest is a very different experience to what it's like on YouTube. What you do want to bring to the pitch is this super important document called a show Bible, and then you need to convert to that show's religion. The show Bible is a document that contains everything your audience needs to know about your show. In the beginning of a show Bible, there should be a 1 to 2 sentence description that covers the main synopsis of your show. It's kind of like an elevator pitch, but here in the biz, we call it a logline. I'll give you mine as an example.
Sure thing. Please go ahead.
When James's parents moved them to a tiny desert town where eccentric scientific minds have been brought together to do unfretted experiments, James finds himself surrounded by the children of these scientists and the offspring of their experiments. The result? Unlike in his last town, James is no longer the oddest kid around. I don't know if the show's been out by the time this video comes out, but we kinda lost the new in town theme. Like I said, the executives want to make changes. After the logline, you write a page-long backstory where you go more in-depth with your idea. Answer questions like, who are the characters? What are their goals? Where do they live? Just general stuff because...
Yes. That's definitely the general stuff I was able to ask for. So I definitely do remember taking the class, and I know I honestly had to go with their loglines, with their screenplay of this mod, and because of this point, what I usually do is I wanted to make some goals up. Let's say, for my example, DJ Beast. He's cool. And his goal is he wants to be the best DJ in town. But his log lines, his offense, on this obstacle course, he has to get better at that point. So my log line is I have to try to make a connection work. Because, when it comes to animating to this one, you're going to have a little tough time, and you're going to have to make a lot of sketch. So you have to make a lot of object animation. What I'm doing it for Terry Crews, it's a lot of like talkingness in between for this intro. But in that case, I might have to do a better way to get with the arms. So I still need to watch the tutorial and understand how this works. Because of that point, it never works that way. So I gotta get that one right away as soon as possible. Oddballs.
Because after the backstory page, you're gonna write all about your characters. This is the part of the Bible where you can just go balls to the wall with details and description. Who, how, and why are your characters? What are their wants, needs, fears, flaws, likes, dislikes, and general personality traits?
That's a lot of personality traits, especially your cringy eyes.
These are important traits to think about even if a specific detail isn't going to be reflected in the show. Like in my Bible for the crocodile, Max, some of the things we said he liked were the rain, raw chicken, and laying on warm rocks in the sun. Now, I don't think you got to enjoy a single one of those things in the show, but these are the types of questions you have to answer to get the clearest idea of who your characters are.
Yes, that's what you have to do. I gotta make a storyboard out of it, but I don't know if I had any copied papers out, but it's really gonna be very tough to try to stay in one place. So I remember doing the video editing, but I wanted to move up to my next level, so I can understand the video editing is pretty good, but I wanted to do is get right into the point. I've got a lot of jobs anyway, but college essays are getting in the way, so I have to keep on studying things before next year goes up. And then maybe that point, when I finish 3 years, I'll only do one more college year, and then they'll bring me out to a job. So at that point, all I could do all the way to my college senior to keep my eyes on that one here, to do every single step along the way before I can go to the Hollywood Star in California. But it may not be that difficult to maintain because we don't know where Teletoon is located here with the studios. So, no question on that. So, you don't have to.
You should also include drawings of your characters. This can help show their personality and body language, but just keep them to doodles, because again, they're subjected to change. Next, there needs to be drawings and descriptions of specific locations that the characters spend a lot of time in.
Yes, the locations here. Maybe I would definitely put in, like the DJ B School in, I know this call, West Brooklyn. No, East Brooklyn. I'm sorry. But as I speculated before, because this is a very tough timing to get this one right in place, it's one word to another. And then draw some little rooms inside so you know what we're talking about. But it's a lot hard to make the sketch. And I know this is very difficult to try to maintain for this one. So no matter how big or small it is, that's a lot of it. And tone too.
This will help show the overall world and tone of the show. And lastly, I know it's long, that's why it's called a show Bible and
I know that.
Not a show pamphlet. You need to write out page-long episode ideas.
Page-long episode ideas. So, yes, I have done the episodes of the deals. They say, it's not enough details. You have to give us some more room. And a storyboard too. Well, it's very hard to try to make a conference out of it. So I have to try to think of ahead. It's very important.
Not scripts. This will show the executives what a typical episode would look like and the direction and tone you want to go with the show. Honestly, there's so much that goes into a show Bible. I'm really only scratching the surface. If you are genuinely interested in pitching a show, or even a little interested in cartoons, then I would highly recommend looking at other show Bibles online for inspiration and how they should be formatted. It's pretty fun looking through older show Bibles and seeing the earliest versions of your favorite cartoons.
Definitely true. Just like the one in SpongeBob, my childhood favorite.
This is what Mermaid Man and Barnacle Bill were going to look like.
I thought it's Barnacle Boy.
Look, isn't that cool? Unfortunately, you can't just hand an executive your show Bible and silently wait for them to finish reading it. You also have to energetically and flawlessly pitch your show. Executives listen to 9 pitches a day. So if you're not selling your show with 110% enthusiasm, they're going to pass right over you. So you have to practice your pitch like your paycheck depends on it. Me and the showrunner I worked with, Ethan Banville, practiced our pitch so many times. We practiced in front of a mirror to our family members. We filmed ourselves practicing and then watched the footage, gave each other notes, and then burned the evidence. We memorized our whole Bible, but despite everything, the first time we pitched, I was still nervous. I had no idea what pitching a show would be like. We brought in our stapled Bible that we typed out on Microsoft Word, and I thought, this isn't enough. This Bible doesn't even have a spine.
Here's what the word of a recommendation I should use. The writer Duet. That's the one I'm currently using here on my software, in between from the computer, iPad, or the phone. But I may say, it's pretty good to have that one evidence down because writer Duet, it's very easy. So with that being said, I love using this. And definitely I want to make my story up. Danger Zone, which I wanted to do. But the face-off is going to be a little bit more challenging to get this one done. So I wanted to make that one go back easier mode. That'll be fine.
I still thought we needed to bring in finished scripts and character designs to show the executives how much thought we put into the show. But Ethan reassured me, no, the executives don't want to be overwhelmed with content. But when we got to the lobby, I saw the group ahead of us pitching their show, and they had cardboard cutouts of their characters, and they were handing the executives custom plushies, and I turned to Ethan, we are so underprepared. When we got inside, we pitched the show just like we practiced 1,000 times, and then...
Wait, 1,000 times? I thought you've said like 100 times, like in between each days of a month. But in that case, you have to make a goals to go for 1,000 times. So this is my long-term goal. Thanks for the future. I'm thinking that VidCon 2023 is going to definitely be a blast. And I'm thinking, get the contact out of it. Or actually, I could take pictures and make the contact out of it. But I don't know if I can't be on the stage. This might be a problem. But, wish the best of luck for me.
The executive told me that no studio would ever want to work with a YouTuber. Yeah, sometimes they don't even wait to tell you in an email that they're going to pass. Sometimes they just get it over with right then and there. So, not the best confidence boost for your first pitch. But we kept on pitching, and we kept hearing a lot of no's. And if you ever pitch, get ready to hear that response. Everyone in Hollywood has a story of being turned down by everyone and then finding the right home for their idea. And sometimes really talented people work for years on an idea and it goes nowhere. So the fact that I was even able to make something and it didn't get canceled, I'm incredibly grateful for. But getting a show greenlit is not the only way to get it made. You can always put in the work and develop something yourself. No, you won't have a network backing you with tons of money, but if you truly believe in your idea, you should at least put something out for the world to see and over time build your own audience and then, who knows, maybe even sell it to a network. But not the one who said they never work with a YouTuber. They're horrible. Okay, that's all the time I got. I gotta get back to watching Oddballs streaming October 7th on my Netflix.
October 7th, streaming on your Netflix. And that was the thing that should be coming out there very soon. But if I always check it on the iPad for sure. Before I go, let me just go right into Netflix. Okay? But I'm kind of odd to say about one of the TV shows that I might be able to look at. So, yeah, I have watched everything, but I'll definitely remember to get a chance to do this the right way. So, it may be a good time to do this one once more. Not per honest opinion, but yeah, very hard to know about. Believe me, I know. But in that case, I'm trying to see what it goes with the bunch of stuff here. One piece is going to happen right there, and there it is. Oddballs. That's the one I definitely do remember this. So, yes, I'm going to add it on my list. So, if you guys have watched Oddballs, please remember what this story is about. Like the odd is out, You got to make a good selection out of it. It's a very good show. You got to love it. Anyway, this also means that there's a lot of ton stuff that nobody has ever seen like this before. So at that moment in kind, I'm guessing I'll watch Oddballs on Netflix when I finish watching Saul. So yeah, I'm thinking that might be a good thing that I definitely will watch next. And Stranger Things, which is season 4, before heading back to the next season. Well, I could have bet. Alright folks, I hope this video helps out for you. So in my reaction to this point, very information. I'll give you a rating of 10 stars. Because you gave a good enough information, and this was a perfect setup for a real life story. So I'll try to see if I can definitely do that one right away. Anyways, this has been a blessing honor for the first video of the Odd1sout. But all I could say now is I'll definitely try to animate one of them. I'll finish up Terry Crews for the intro of NHL 24. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, follow me on my social medias, and subscribe to my channel. With that being said, I'm on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Links are in my About page. This is Son of Beast of Chris. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again for the next one. For a while as the Pitching Show Dial. Alright, folks, I'm out. Don't forget to subscribe. If you don't, somebody will. Bye-bye.
If you don't, somebody will.